Brenda Walker's world has been blown apart all over again in Emmerdale as she has made the discovery that the one-night stand Bob Hope had was actually with their joint friend Laurel Thomas, and it has spilled over into an affair. At the moment, Brenda is left seething with rage and hurt, and it transpires that for now, she will keep the knowledge to herself in the hope that she can save the marriage. But as the pain becomes overwhelming, could she be set to snap and take revenge on Bob and Laurel? We joined actors Leslie Dunlop, Brenda, Tony O'Denshaw, Bob, and Charlotte Bellamy, Laurel, for a chat about the developments ahead recently, and Leslie spoke of her sadness at the story. She sighed, "It's all so sad, it hurts Brenda so much. But she loves him so much and she would rather have him than not have him, which is why she doesn't say anything about what she has found out. I actually genuinely think she thinks it'll just go away. It's been really hard because he told her it was a one-night stand with somebody who he used to work with. And it's obviously not. She realizes through this button thing that this is what's been going on, but there's not really any real proof apart from the button. I think she's just trying to deal with it. Because he says he will marry her, she thinks he is committing to Brenda and she's going to try and carry on. She does get angry too, she's furious. But I think she's more in pain. And I think it's because it's Laurel. Lovely Laurel is a double betrayal. She doesn't know how to deal with it, she just thinks once she's married, it'll all just go away, and she just desperately wants to believe him when he tells her that Brenda's the only one again. She really just wants it to work, and while Charlotte insisted that Laurel isn't out to wreck a family, she reckons that years of being Ashley's carer has left Laurel feeling vulnerable when it comes to someone showing a physical attraction to her. She shared, "Well, it's probably stirred something in her, because obviously she's been a carer, hasn't she? Looking after her husband for years, so for her to have this somebody interested in her has brought alive something in her that she maybe didn't think she had. And he makes her feel good. So, she's only human. She doesn't want to wreck a family. But it's that kind of turmoil of, I can't help but think about this man, but I don't want to be that one to do that. So I think she's just living in the moment. Like one does, I suppose, in that situation. Where you think everything about it is wrong, but you can't help yourself." She has known Bob for years, but that does happen in real life, doesn't it? You can work in an office with somebody for years, and then suddenly, something happens and you get to know them more and suddenly find them attractive after seeing them in a different light. Tony, meanwhile, is not defending his love rat alter ego one bit and reminded us that given Bob's past, he has always had it in him to be a rogue. He said, he's had all these broken relationships in the past with his previous wives, where he's just left them, and left them with kids. And it's years ago, and it's sort of not really mentioned. When he first came into it, you thought he was a bigamist. And he was escaping paying child maintenance all the time. And because he tells a lot of jokes, you think he's quite a nice guy. Actually, he's a bit of an idiot. There is trust that people have in the character because he's quite reliable a lot of the time. It's going to be interesting to see with that trust stripped away, how high the irritation levels are going to go. Because he hasn't really got any redeeming features. Other than the fact he was trustful. You know, he added, he genuinely loves Brenda. But they've got this life where they're running a business. And the kids are there all the time. And all of a sudden, quite unexpectedly, something else has happened and he's got a bit of excitement in his life. And he must think, oh, I had that excitement as the start with Brenda and when I first met Viv. Like Charlotte said, we are humans, but while Tony is a bit rough on his character, it's the audience who aren't very forgiving of Laurel. Charlotte laughed, "People are disgusted with me. People sidle up to me in Waitrose or wherever and say, you're gonna get caught, I can't believe you're doing that. People are quite judgmental actually, which is good. Any reaction is a good reaction, isn't it really? I think that you can't play a character the whole time being good because it's ultimately quite boring. So your character has to keep evolving as in life. Your friend might have an affair, it doesn't mean they're suddenly a bad person. You would want to support them. It is a soap and we are playing characters," Leslie added. "We have to make what they give us as real as we possibly can. And find a truth in there.